Hello and welcome to this video. The Tanman12. The man with the tan or plan or rentan plan. Okay, let's not get into that too much. Playing one of my dicey Saemisch variations. Where you got, I mean, I'm not quite sure, probably the drawing rate is like 0. Close to that, I think. Okay, I can try e5 here for a change. It's, normally I take on f5, go knight g3. And e5 is an interesting idea to play d5. I think d6 now is good for black, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not played. So taking and go d6. That was White's idea, putting the pawn all the way up to a d6. And now black has to deal with the fact that the knight on e8 is stuck. So let's go a4 and then queen d3. Let's see, just bishop e3. I'm not sure if I want to play c4 in this position. Probably not. Let's just develop here. Yeah, the knight, all that the knight can do in this game is to go to h5, and from there it is, as I said, basically stuck. It's quite funny. Even a queen trade is sometimes kind of acceptable for White in this position. Maybe I should do that, and then knight c3 here, making sure to block, sort of block on the light squares. a6 b5 is not on, and queen e4 and stuff like that also impossible. Knight b3 maybe. Let's cover that for the moment. Knight b3, knight d4. That was an option. Oh yeah, okay, wants to go to a6, it seems. Okay, that's not, doesn't worry me much. It's quite funny, this position is White has some compensation, but it's difficult to do something, yeah, how do you call it? Something constructive, yeah, something positive, but you have some kind of, yeah, you have enough activity to make it difficult for black to get anywhere. Okay, I can take c5 here. I'm just not sure if I should. Bishop c5, knight e5, fe5, rook e5, takes, rook b1. Trading a pawn there. Knight coming to b4 is an interesting idea for him. I think I just drop back. I should go to e2. I actually wanted to go to e2, but forgot about it. Keeping c4 protected. It's not a big deal. If he goes queen a6, I can still go queen e2, but it's kind of unnecessary. So what if I try to, yeah, well, bishop, that doesn't really help, huh? Bishop to h4, what is the point? Not playing for mate here, huh? Let's go back. That was a pretty dumb idea. Trying to get the bishop somewhere on h4. So, I wonder if a queen trade is something that helped. King f2, queen f3. I'm not worried about the endgame, a pawn down. That doesn't really matter here. Knight c6 to a5 in that endgame. That could be a problem. I just try if he wants to trade. I'm not.
Check.
He wants. Okay. He's still stuck with that knight here. Okay, so he gives up a pawn to try to activate it. Well, I don't know. I don't think it works at all, to be honest. Ah, okay. Knight to d4, very interesting.
Check.
Okay. Takes on h6. How to play this here? It's not easy at all here. Knight e2 or knight b5. He will go back, I think, in both cases. I think here is better, actually. So that I have knight g1 to f3. If he goes knight c6, I go knight g1. Okay, didn't do that. g3. Or how exactly do I play here? I can also play g4. Yeah, g4 is pretty wild stuff. Rook g8, rook g4 is kind of annoying, really. Okay, maybe I do that. What I want is, I want to get at his pawns there. His pawns on d7 and so on in a rook endgame. I don't think he can just trade everything.
Check.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. I mean, I have no time. This is probably the biggest issue.
Check.
It's very difficult for him to try to win this position because of my space advantage. And then he will play, no, I cannot do that. It's difficult to do, at least. Rook e2. King g7, however, this whole stuff. Can probably never try to win. This is
check.
for rook g7.
check, check, check,
He played that very well, that end game. It wasn't easy at all.
check, check, check. White forfeits on time.
Wow.
Check,
That's pretty amazing, that stuff here, knight c6,
check,
and so on.
check,
I don't think I should lose, really. But I have a hard time to think of that this should be forced or anything, but it was difficult. Yeah, it seems that this does not work.
check,
He's got it covered. I cannot get to the d7 pawn. The reason why I was still pretty optimistic here is that whenever the d7 pawn falls, it gets very difficult, but he has it covered and
check,
played it very well, I think.
check, check, check,
Yeah, what can I do? Played it really, really, really well. So probably queen f3 was bad then. The queen trade often is quite a decent idea in this kind of position. But g5 is just very strong. Very strong. Probably should prepare that, yeah, if I want to go queen f3, something like this. And then queen f3. It's probably equal. I mean, I definitely have compensation for the pawn, but probably I'm not better in a way. Now he never get that knight somewhere unless he plays that brutal g5 move. It's funny that the engine suggests a5, which and something
check,
like this. Yeah, I mean it's a draw. Yeah, it's just a draw. Yeah,
check,
that was really pretty brutal. I underestimated that knight c6.
check,
It's funny that the engine actually thinks that this is even stronger. Yeah, here there's this additional idea. Yeah, he played that really well. Wow. Okay, thanks for watching.